And joining me is Charles Cave. He's an analyst with Metro Transit in Houston. Charles, thanks so much for being with us today.
My pleasure.
You have been in transit for 30 years.
Yes.
Let's take a trip back down memory lane. What was it about transit that intrigued you and caused you to want to have a career?
Well, actually, to be totally brutal, I needed a job. And, and at the time, it was back in the 80s when economies were pretty rough and it was pretty rough economic times. And so there were job openings at the local transit authority for bus operators. And ironically, when I was in school, I had driven a bus. I had some experience. I said, I probably could qualify for that job. So I went and applied, and I got hired. And so I drove bus for a year. And a position came open for a construction inspector, which was aligned with my college education and some things I had done. So I applied for it, and I got it. And so I did construction inspection for about 20-some-odd years. And eventually I moved into becoming a project manager, doing projects, construction projects around our agency. And currently now, for the last 3 years, I've been an analyst doing Six Sigma Lean work, looking at how to improve our processes and to work smarter and eliminate waste.
30 years ago, what was it like for minorities in this industry?
For bus operators, it was pretty good because it's sort of a frontline position. It's a low skill level position. So we had quite a few. In fact, during that time, because a lot of industries were laying off, we had bus operators that were coming in who had college degrees like I did, and some had master's degrees. So at the entry level, it was very, very easy and very easy to get in and to get situated. But in terms of the upper levels of management,
To move up.
yeah, it was very challenging. It was like there was sort of a ceiling there that you could probably get maybe one level up and become a supervisor in terms of the bus operation side, but that was about it. So it was very, very challenging, and particularly if you wanted to go above that level, it was even more challenging. We did have some minorities who were there, African Americans, females, Hispanics, but not in the numbers that we probably should have and could have if we had had a Comto that was there that could help
Exactly.
to facilitate that.
So now we have Comto. How do you think Comto has impacted where minorities are in transportation now?
I think a great impact. As I look around here, I've been in Comto now approximately about 15 years, and I've seen that impact. In fact, I had the pleasure of being at the agency that Shirley DeLibero came and became CEO, and I saw her transform the agency, brought in the first rail, and so I saw her then eventually leave Metro and come and work with the Comto board. And I've seen other people, the Nat Fords of the agencies, who have come into Comto and have gone through several different agencies and several different CEO positions. And I think if Comto had not been there, a lot of those positions perhaps would have been much, much more challenging for them to have accomplished.
And speaking of challenging or challenges, what were some of the challenges that you dealt with, and how did you overcome those?
Some of the biggest challenges were probably just being given an opportunity. A lot of times, back then, there were ways in which people could be denied opportunities by, for example, writing job descriptions that specifically eliminated your skill set, your educational background as one that they were looking for. So there were a lot of times those kinds of situations occurred, and
And you knew it?
Oh, absolutely, and they knew that you knew it, but they also knew that you couldn't do anything about it other than leave or just bite your teeth and kind of grin and take it. And so it's good now to see that as I kind of transition out of the industry, that the intern program that we have now, that we're showing young people, helping them to develop the skill sets to number one, be positioned so they can understand the challenges and take them on, and also encouraging them to get the education, the training, the experience, and the mentoring from industry persons who are involved with Comto.
Did you have a mentor?
I did, not to the degree that they're available today. I did have some mentors along the way. I remember specifically when I got my position, promotion from a bus operator to construction inspector, there was a gentleman in IT, not IT, but HR, who had published a position, and one of our VPs wanted her neighbor, who was a person a lot less qualified than I, to get that position. And she literally told him, hire him. And he said, no, I'm not going to do it because Charles, he's working here, he's qualified, and he's the best person for the position. So because he stepped in and spoke up for me, I was able to get that position, move up.
How important is it to have courage?
It's very, very important. I've found that over the years that a lot of times when you stand up to injustices, sometimes you can get some relief, and that takes courage to do that, especially.
We're celebrating the 43rd anniversary of Comto. Let's talk about the legacy that Julie has worked very hard to leave at this point. Where do you see Comto, and what's the legacy?
I think the legacy is the fact that she took us from to the next level. I think her leadership in terms of getting us into the White House, which we had not been before, to the degree that we have been over the last several years. Her vision in terms of our youth initiative, the whole youth initiative, I think, has been one of the big pieces that has kind of attracted me and kept me really active and involved in Comto. So her legacy definitely has made a great impression and has kind of just taken us as an organization to a much, much higher level.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just that I'm really encouraged by the young people. This year we have over 30-plus interns. We have a crop of about 15 scholarship winners. And for me, because I understand that I'm where I'm at because people reached back and gave me, and as a result, that's part of my mission, is to give to these young people so that as I transition out, they'll be prepared to come in and fulfill the positions that people like myself have been able to fulfill over the last years and to take us to the next level.
Charles, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.